What's up, y'all? It's Cecil West, Beyond the Harmony, beyondtheharmony.com. Back again, my friends, with...
Jonathan Lippy.
And it is the question of the day. It is a new segment we have been doing where we just cover every Bone album and we ask you to pick three things. I got to know today, John, what the best song is, what your favorite song is, and what the most important song is from the double disc 1997 classic that we know as The Art of War.
Ooh. If I'm not mistaken, that's your favorite Bone album of all time. Am I
It is
correct?
my favorite of all time. It is the mecca for me, and I think Eternal is a masterpiece. So that's saying a lot. But yeah, the Art of War is the fucking mecca, and I think this is loaded because we're talking a lot of songs here. We're talking a lot
Well,
of
I feel
songs to
like
pick from.
I feel concerned. I feel like I'm going to be judging your children here. But so the the most important song, and kind of when I think of when we do these judgings of most important songs, I look at this. I don't know if you ever collected football cards or baseball cards, but when you go back to years, you go and pick out the cards that mattered from that series from that year. Like you got the 89 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. card. That's the card that matters in that set. And so if we're going back on Art of War, just for the average hip hop fan, I think they're all going to that Thug Love with Tupac being the most important track, the biggest selling point. I know a lot of people would say, like, if I could teach the world, because that was like the crossroads of Art of War. But I think overall, everybody in hip hop has heard Thug Love at least once. If not,
Yeah.
I feel so bad if somebody's never heard those gunshots and Pac's verse and just everything about Thug Love is the part that endures for the Art of War, and I think it's almost synonymous with this album. The gunshots even go with the title Art of War. Tupac being on it, and Tupac being Machiavelli. Nicole Machiavelli wrote a book, Art of War, as did Sun Tzu. So I think Thug
Hmm.
Love is the most important track of Art of War. Now, as far as favorite, I don't know if you're going to even allow me to have this, but my absolute favorite is Neighborhood Slang. I wish it was a 4-minute song, because you know how I am. I like the compositions. I love
Yeah.
the alternative stuff to Bone, the experimentation, and everything Crazy did on that. And that he embodied. He didn't just body it. He embodied the beat, understood how it musically was supposed to go. Like when I hear that, just having a slight musical background, I'm like, this is beauty. So and it's one of those crazy teasers, just like so hard to let go, and the one from one of the fix tapes. They're like little snippets, short songs, and they're so good. You're like, why can't this be full? So, am I allowed to pick Neighborhood Slang as my favorite track from Art of War?
I mean, yeah, yeah, why not? I think your favorite track of all time is like the introduction from Eternal. I think you can pick
Yeah,
whatever you want.
that's my favorite, and I think the best song. And again, the way I judge the best song is it has to do with the musical composition, the sound effects, the engineering, and I think "Ready for War." That's the Rod with Death. You know we rapping, but still we acting like. I think that
Oh,
song
so good.
builds so good, and just the flow of it, it's really musical and it's perfectly executed. I think Ready for War is the best song, not necessarily my favorite, but I do love Ready for War. But I think that's the best composed track on the album.
Well, John, I think you had great picks. The Art of War is so good to me. It's so hard to have bad picks here. Uh, I love talking about the Art of War. I fucking love it. So let me just get right in, and I'm gonna agree right out the gate with what you believe the most important song is. Thug Love is the most important song on the Art of War, hands down. It was released at a pivotal time for Tupac. it is the most important, not even just for Bone, but because for Tupac culture, it was a huge song. Given the time frame, given the events around Pac, the way the song sounds, the mystery around the recording, the changes of it, uh, you know, Busy Bone saying seventh sign, Busy Bone saying he's alive. Seventh sign that he's alive. Who knows? Who knows?
And
This
officially it's
is a
Cleveland.
very Cleveland, Cleveland.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Well, listen, I think it's he's alive, so no one's ever been able to tell me anything else. So it could be anything. Um, this is an important song for multiple cultures. Our culture as well. You know, Tupac is the original thug. Bone Thugs. Um, you know, to see them on this song together, that those gunshots, like John had said, you're hard pressed to find somebody, especially from that era, that's a hip hop fan, even if they're not a Bone fan, that can't say they know that song or they've heard that song. It'd just be too hard to. It is culturally important, the track. So we're giving the nod, most important. I'm gonna agree, Thug Love, motherfucker. Uh, my favorite song. I thought it was hilarious that you picked Neighborhood Slang because if Neighborhood Slang, like you proposed, was a 3 or 4 minute song, it would be my favorite. The thing that prevents Neighborhood Slang from being my favorite is how short it is, because I love that fucking song. I also love, I I love the song, man. I love the song. I also loved like Hard Times, which was just Crazy Bone again.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I loved that song as well. That was a little shorter, but it was longer than Neighborhood Slang. So I think it's great that you picked Neighborhood Slang as your favorite. Unfortunately, it does prevent me from picking it. It also, just being a solo song, takes away some points because I feel like Bone, uh and I know some people disagree, but I felt like Bone was peaking at Art of War. Like, these guys did not deliver trash. Every song they stepped on, I was like, these motherfuckers are delivering. They are in here yelling at this mic. I mean, they mean it on every fucking song as a group. So it's hard to pick a song where they're not all in a group. My favorite track, uh, Handle the Vibe, all day.
Yeah.
I can tell you that the first time I heard The Art of War, the intro, the first 2.5 minutes of this record just got my heart pumping, excitement. I had the tape sitting in a yellow Walkman. I was sitting in the back seat of a car coming back from the city where I just purchased it. The intro's going. My heart is pumping blood. I cannot believe how fucking excited I am. And then this track is tight. You should be clapping your hands. Clapping your hands. Bro, that bass dropped in my ears and it changed my life. I couldn't fucking believe what I was hearing. And Bone went on to devastate the track. So many times does that happen, over and over again on this record. Um, this is a great album, man. Uh, I think that same feeling that I got from Look Into My Eyes, I got on shit like You Ain't Bone. These guys really, Whom Die They Lie, Evil Paradise. They tore apart tracks, but Handle the Vibe, hands down, my favorite song. It is very, very close to what I feel like the best song on the album is, but it's not the best song on the album.
Ooh.
The best song, in my very humble opinion, on the two discs is Wasteland Warriors.
Whoa. That one's a surprise.
Yeah,
Wasteland Warriors. We stress.
yeah. Wait, Wasteland
Explain
Warriors,
that one.
man. Look, I think the song, it's something when a when the beat starts and you think, I don't, is that strings, is whatever that is that
Yeah.
comes in, and as soon as you hear that, like you feel some kind of way. And Crazy Bones just talking that, yeah, I got my homies from St. Clair, this motherfucker. Like as soon as you feel it, it
Yeah.
just it invokes something. And Crazy Bone, he brings the ruckus on his on the whole song. It feels like it is like the theme song for Cleveland at that time, for the land. um Crazy
Soldier
and
Boy's
Lazy,
on that shit.
they I'm getting there. Crazy and
Okay.
Lazy do a great job on the hook. I always love to hear Lazy, like, because we know Crazy takes the lead on hooks, but I always love anytime they harmonize and they do something together. And I think Lazy has a really kind of cool, almost off-key-ish voice that really adds to something. And the way that Crazy and Lazy work together on that song, I just thought was a great example of Bone Thugs and harmony. um we got Crazy on it, we got Busy on it, we got Lazy on it. uh you know I love Wish, but when I have that trio, that is the trio that I'm looking for. uh and then in addition to that, like John said, the fourth member, okay, in this track is Soldier Boy. Well, I don't think you can get a more perfect lineup than
Yeah.
Crazy, Lazy, Busy, and Soldier Boy. That's an impossibility. I love Fleshbone. I love Wishbone, and I mean, I truly do. Like, I'm not just saying that because I'm a Bone fan. I really like Wishbone. I feel like Get Your Thug On is like one of the best songs on the whole album. You know what I mean? I really like Wish, but as far as a four-person all-star team, Crazy, Lazy, Busy, Soldier Boy, that is a fucking all-star lineup. They crush this song to shit. The beat is amazing. Crazy and Lazy do a great job on the hook. Best song on the album, in my opinion.
And as an honorable mention, and it's always when you see someone else shed light on something. When I saw Phoenix Ryzin do her rendition of All Original, Crazy Bones verse,
Mm, yeah,
I was like, wow. I mean, one, I was just blown away by her performance because she nailed the cadence that Crazy had in a way that, there's been so many Bone clones, like internet Bone clones that we've seen over the years, that they didn't do it as natural as she did it. And then when she did it, I was like, man, this song is, you realized how intricate Crazy Bones flow was on that track. And I think All Original was definitely an excellent composition as well. But yeah, Neighborhood Slang, that's a good pick. And Ready for War, they're all great, great full tracks. But yeah, shout
yeah.
out to Phoenix Rising on that all original performance, because
It's
that was hot.
This is a great album. The Art of War is a great album. Where I'm very grateful that it's two discs, that they didn't slim this down to one disc. There are times where an artist should slim back. Um, Maybe not for a hip hop fan, but for a Bone fan, that this is not one of those times. We needed all these tracks. These tracks make it what it is. So it's great. Those were our picks. We want to know from you guys, what do you think the best song was? What do you think the most important song was? And what's your favorite song from The Art of War? Drop it in the comments below, and do us a favor, share this with another Bone fan. We want to know what they think too. And we're going to catch you guys on the next one.